Hey guys, and welcome back to Critic Kid. So today I'm going to be reviewing episode 4 of WandaVision. And so I was actually disappointed in this episode. So if you want to find out why I was disappointed, watch till the end to find out. So I hope you guys enjoy my review. So if you guys remember from my episode 3 review for WandaVision, there was this girl who showed up at Wanda and Vision's house. And she, at the beginning of the episode 4, she woke up in this hospital and she magically came back, and it was really weird, but it was also really cool. And so then she goes to this doctor who's at the hospital, and she asked where her mom was, and she said that her mom died a few years ago. And she said, 2 years after you disappeared. And then it was like, what? And then it got very, very confusing from this point on till the end of the episode. So then she works at Sword, which is kind of like S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, I think they're partners with S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't really know because I was really confused in this episode. And so she went to Sword, where she works, and she got this case about this. It's hard to describe. And so she goes to this town of Westfield, and she goes there, and she meets an FBI agent and the police, and they said, the police officers said, this guy won't listen to us because we're from Eastfield. And then it got really confusing because nobody went in, and you didn't see anybody outside of the house. And so she had this drone. And by the way, guys, it's almost like they're in their own dimension. It's confusing, but I've been seeing all these YouTubers, review critics who are just like me, and they're like, it's like another dimension or something. And I totally agree with them. And it's confusing. It's like the timeline of episode 4 is like the timeline of episodes 1, 2, and 3. And so she flew in this red helicopter into it, and so she flew it into the town of Westfield, but then it didn't come back. And so if you guys remember, I'm not sure if I said this in my episode 2 review, but there was a red helicopter in Wanda found it in her yard, and it was the exact same helicopter as the one in episode 4. So it's almost like that's how I found out that it was the timeline, because I remembered from that moment when that happened, because it was the same one from episode 2. And so then it didn't come back, and so she walked up to it, and she stuck her hand through it, and then she just got sucked in. And then S.H.I.E.L.D. started a base right next to it, and it was crazy. It was like this whole setup, and then they had a bunch of people come in, and then there's this one specific girl who was there, and she was getting these noise transitions, and so she got this little screen, and she saw Wanda on it, and so she said, I need a bigger TV, and then they got her a bigger TV, and it was almost like, it was like a sitcom, but they didn't understand it, and so they started sending these guys to go in, but they didn't know what it was, and so they kept studying it and researching it, and they sent people into Westfield, and it was really weird because they went down and then they went under, and so it was confusing, but it made sense because they wanted people to get in so that they could see what was going on over there. But one specific guy makes it in, and then when he went through it, it was really weird. It was like he was in this radioactive suit, and then he went into this beehive thing. It was like a bee suit. And so from episode 3, they were replaying a clip from episode 3, and you see Wanda talking to the girl who woke up in the hospital, who's in episode 3, and then they were talking, and Wanda threw her through the wall, and then she went back into the normal world. And so I'm also going to tell you this. In episode 4, they did show Vision, like, so if you guys don't know this, if you don't remember from my Avengers Infinity War review, Thanos did kill Vision because he had the Infinity Stone. And so Wanda saw Vision with the stone ripped out of his head. And so it was like, but then she blinked her eyes a couple times and he was normal, thankfully. So this was a very, very confusing episode, and I didn't even understand all of it. It was still really confusing, but I got some of it. But like I said, I was really confused, and this was disappointing because they did not have nothing for episode 4. Like, it was going from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and then I was expecting 80s, but there was no new clips of WandaVision. And that's why I was disappointed in this, and I thought that Marvel would do it in the 80s, but apparently they did not. But they did show some present day stuff, which is okay, but I would have to see WandaVision again. So this episode was really good, and if you guys want me to continue doing WandaVision, I probably will. Give this video a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and I will see you in my next video.